everybody, Corny Camp Skills. So today I was thinking, I haven't made one in a little while, and I was thinking what to do next. And I was talking with some people and they came up, they said, how about what to bring on a car camping trip? So I was thinking about it, I made a list. I'll put the list in the description below, and I'll talk to you about, of course this is not an exhaustive list, but this is what you should bring with you if you're going car camping to make yourself comfortable. As you can see today, there's no Xavier with me. He's in school, so he's there. But I do have my lovely assistant in the front, and my buddy Carl is behind the camera today. Okay, so let's start off from the bat. So, a tent. You guys are going to need yourselves a tent. Go out and get yourselves one. When you're looking for a tent, get one where the double roof reaches the ground. So I find it super important to get a tent with the roof that goes all the way down. That way, if it rains, you're going to be protected. And I'll show you in a bit there. We'll put the tent up. And what you can also do is, if you get yourself a tent that's not too expensive and you're worried that it's going to rain, like you look at the forecast and it's going to rain in that, you can put either a blue tarp up or like a kitchen shelter. And we'll show that in a bit. After that, you're going to need yourself an air mattress. So you can get a whole different types of air mattresses, everything out there and all that. I got a Coleman one here. I like the Coleman brand stuff. I find that their value for them is pretty good in that. And it's a nice thick one in that, so it's going to be comfortable. So if you're starting out car camping in that, you're going to want to be comfortable. You know, you don't want to rough it. Most people don't want to rough it too much. So that's going to be great. That with a pump. Okay, so you can either get a pump that's like this one is electric powered, or you can get one that's battery powered. Most cars today, they have a little outlet that you can plug this into and you can run it and blow it up. Now just make sure when you're buying your air mattress that your air mattress is not bigger than the footprint of your tent, as you don't want nothing touching the sides when you're in the tent in case it does rain. The biggest thing that I find when people go camping for the first time, they say, let's go camping. This is going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. And they get out there, they get a bit of rain. It's not perfect weather and that. And they were miserable the whole time and they never want to go again. Camping is great. Camping is fun, but you got to be prepared. Right? Sleeping bag. So I've got 2 sleeping bags here. And one of them, yes, is a Coleman. The other one was from Walmart. I keep my sleeping bags in a laundry bag, and the reason why I do this is because the insulation value in a sleeping bag comes from its fluffiness. So if you keep it rolled up tight in the closet and that all year round, and you take it out and you expect it to be warm again, it's going to lose some of that fluffiness, and so it's going to lose its warmth. So I keep them in the closet in a laundry bag. This one here, this is the bag that it came with, and perfectly fine. You can get them, like I said, Walmart, Canadian Tire, and you're just looking for, they have ratings on them. The ratings, remember, is a suggestion. Some people are warmer than others, and it will keep you to that level. So the ones that you get in there is without having to go to a specialty camping store will keep you warm in the summertime. An air mattress will be important because it'll keep you off the ground. The ground will suck the warmth out of you. So this will keep you off the ground, this will keep you warm, and the tent above your head will keep you dry. I've got a couple of camping chairs here. So you don't have to go crazy on them. There's huge ones, there's little ones, there's tons of out on the market there again. I got a Coleman one here. I've been using this one since the kids were little, and I mean like little, and that's still working, still good. You got a blue tarp out front. So if you're going to use a blue tarp, go with one that's larger than your tent so it can cover it properly. And we'll cover that in a bit when you'll see how to set the blue tarp up over your tent. I always bring an extension cord and a power bar. So everybody has a cell phone today. Everybody wants to charge it. Everyone's going to use them in that. A lot of campgrounds now, even if you get a primitive one, they come with some kind of power somewhere. So you can plug that into it, bring this into the tent, plug all your items onto it, and you'll be a happy camper. All right, the axe. A lot of people, when they start out, they'll go to a store and they'll get a hatchet. Said, oh, we need a hatchet for camping. Hatchets, they're small. Like the handle will come up to about here. You don't get a lot of swinging power out of these. They're not excellent. Go and get yourself a long handle axe. You'll thank me afterwards. So you'll get a bit more swinging power and you'll be able to chop that wood. So all campgrounds nowadays and that you'll go to, you can't bring outside wood. But as you get close to the always see they're selling campfire wood than that. The campfire wood outside the campground is just a little less expensive than the firewood that you'll find inside the campground. But yeah, that'll be your friend to get your fire started. Everybody loves a fire when they're camping. Okay, so the totes that I have, I put everything in totes. I've been doing this for years, and I found this is the best way to go, and I still do this. Like you can see, this one here says Dad on it, and this one down here says Xavier. So these are my totes for me and Xavier when we're going camping and that, and I put all our clothes in there. So the kids, I give them the rule that you're allowed to bring what you want, but it's got to fit in the tote. So the tote, it'll keep everything dry. Even if it rains, everything gets wet, your stuff in the tote will stay dry. It stays together in the car, and you know what to grab in that. So one of them will be the kitchen. Like this is the kitchen one. I'll put all the pots and pans in that one. Another one I'll have for food, and it keeps. When the kids were really small, it was really great because at the end of the day, we'd give the kids the bath in there. Okay, so that works out fine. You're gonna need yourself a cooler. So, of course, you're gonna want some drinks, some cool drinks and stuff like that. So you can get yourself a cooler. You don't have to go all high tech. There's some ones that cost you thousands of dollars and everything, but a basic cooler will do its job, and you'll have to replace the ice about every 24 hours, like every day or every other day. Depending on how hot it is and all that, you'll have to replace the ice that's in there. If you can get a block of ice, it's a lot better than getting cubes. The block will last a lot longer than cubes, but I haven't seen a lot of places that sell blocks much anymore. Okay, and every campground I've ever been to, they all sell ice. Okay, so we've got a water jug. You're going to want to get a water jug if you're going to a primitive site, especially. So a place like we're at here today, and that they have water spigots all over the place, but you got to walk to go get your water. So you go and get your water, you put it in nice that, and these coolers, these are the old school ones. Like this is my father's cooler kind of thing, and this will keep your water cool as well. Okay. Stove, we've talked about stoves before in our videos and that. So I've had here is a propane one. It runs on the 1 pound cylinders. I suggest these ones. I'm a naphtha guy. I've been running with naphtha for years and all that on my Coleman stoves, but I've switched over to these ones, and for the ease of use, they're incredible. Okay, so if you're going to have yourself, you're going to need your stove, you're going to need a lighter, a nice little lighter for that. Maybe bring 2 or 3 because they're kind of cheap. You get them at the dollar store, they break easily, they run out, so maybe get a couple of those. Okay, so utensils to work to make your food and all that, let's cover that. So a ladle, kind of self-explanatory. You know, you're going to need yourselves a spatula. I would prefer going with a metal one. The plastic ones, they melt sometimes, okay? Metal one's a lot better to when you're going to make your fried eggs and that in the morning. You're going to need yourself at least one knife, one nice cutting knife. And you don't have to go super expensive. This ladle and that spatula I got at the dollar store. This knife here itself, I got that at IKEA. It comes in a little kit, comes numerous knives and that. This one's a bit more expensive. It's an MSR one, so I got it from a specialty store. It works a bit better. It's got its own sheath and that. So you just have to be careful how you pack them so you don't cut yourself. That. A cutting board, it'll be great to have. You'll love that. Same thing, Dollarama. Okay. The pot set. So you're going to need yourself a pot set. You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to go to the outdoor store, and you don't have to buy the expensive stuff, okay? You can get yourselves a nice pot set. Like this one came from IKEA in that. So it came, and it has the tops. I just don't have the top with me right now. So it came with the 3 pots, and this is everything I really need to make everything I do when I'm camping, okay? A frying pan. If you're going to go with a frying pan, well, go with what you got. But I suggest exactly if you can get yourself one made out of what is that again? Pafont, cast iron. If you can go with a cast iron one, go with a cast iron one. I find these are great. You can even cook on the fire with these. Okay. Just have to. People say I don't like it. It sticks in the bottom. Well, you just put when you're done with it, you got to grease up the bottom again. So before you use it, you grease it up, and after you use it, you grease it up. You won't have no problem with stuff sticking. Okay. So that's that. And thinking about that now is I'm going to also make a video in a bit where to buy some of this stuff. Okay, where I go and get them, where the cheapest places are, and where not so cheap. So plates. Okay, utensils. I go with the plastic ones and that. So these are camping ones and hiking stuff. You can get this again All these utensils here, I bought at Dollarama, so you can get this stuff there. The plates, this is a Melmac, some Melware, so yeah, Melware on it. And that, they're great plates, they're plastic, super durable. You drop it, it won't break, right? And it comes, you can get the same bowls, and you can get the same cups, right? Melmac, Melware, super durable, not expensive. This one's even got the price tag still on it, $1.50, okay? So we're getting out of the kitchen stuff now a bit. First aid kit. Bring yourself a first aid kit. Get little boo-boos. You get bites, after bite, and stuff like that. I made a video on it. This is the one in the video. So have a look at that. Bring yourself a first aid kit. Flashlight. Now, a lot of people that make this mistake, and I do this continuously myself too. Get to the site, it's usually dark, and by the time I get there I need my flashlight, and my flashlight's packed away in my bag or something like that. If you know you're going to arrive before it gets dark, get your flashlight out, leave it in the car door or whatever, so you have some light. Okay, so flashlight, headlamp, awesome. Or you can get yourself a bigger lantern. So this one is solar powered. You know, I find that the solar power doesn't work that great for charging it, but it does have a USB plug and I can recharge it that way. But the light on it is super bright. Now, lantern, I still use an old school NAFTA one. Okay, I love this thing. This is the one that my dad used when I was a kid. We're talking like still works great. Just do a little bit of maintenance on it. You change out the bags on it every once in a while. You got to oil the pump. It'll work when it's cold out too. So I love these things. Okay. Bug repellent. Bring bug repellent. If you don't want to be unhappy, bring bug repellent. Okay. Even right now in that it's October, it's super warm out, it's weirdly warm out, and you'd think October there's no more bugs, there's mosquitoes right now. Okay. So bring yourself some bug juice. You'll be happy that you did. Look for stuff with DEET in it. Okay? There's other companies out there making stuff. They said, well, we don't use DEET. I find it doesn't work. That citronelle and all that stuff like that, it works to a certain degree, but the DEET works the best. Okay? And you've got levels of DEET. Like if you look at the Deep Woods Off stuff, percentage of DEET is much higher than if you look for one that's made for kids. Yes, there is a controversy about DEET, but that's another story. To go with the DEET and that, I use bug coils. Okay, for years and years I use bug coils. I love them. When you're sitting around the table at night and there's bugs around you and that, I can't even open the can right now. You get yourself a little bug coil. You light that thing on fire. It comes with a little stand. You stick it on there. You put it on the picnic table, and when you're playing cards with your friends, the bugs will leave you alone. Okay, bug coils are great. Okay, and you can get those in Walmart, Canadian Tire, most stores have that. Sunscreen. Okay, you're going out in the great outdoors, bring some sunscreen. It'll save you from getting burned. You spend the day at the beach, you come back, you're burnt, you're not going to have fun anymore. Okay, so that's about it. I've gone around, and I think that's everything you see. So we'll put the tent up. I'll show you what it looks like with the blue tarp. I'll show you what it looks like with the camping shelter. Thanks for coming out, guys. I'll see you in the next video. So here's the tent set up with the kitchen shelter. As you can see, if you put a kitchen shelter over your tent, it'll protect your tent. In case it rains really hard and that, you can get in, get out without having to get yourself wet. Little trick. When you're going to put up a blue tarp over your tent, it's super important that you organize it so that it lets the water travel off naturally. So the center should be higher, or a corner should be higher on each side, but you don't want to put it too high so that if the rain starts coming in sideways, it gets your tent. And as you can see with this one, you want to make sure that the blue tarp is larger, pretty much larger than your tent itself. So exactly the same kind of idea. If it rains, the rain does not come down sideways and hits your tent. This way you can get, if it's raining outside, you can get in, get out, you'll stay dry, and the water will not pool on the tarp itself. Awesome.